This story has gained a lot of attention. I know from our viewers, especially. At this point, we just want to learn whatever we can about this investigation.
So, as far as the investigation of the scene itself, our officers have already, taken their measurements and reviewed the scene to gather whatever evidence that they could possibly glean. The next steps for them, as far as the investigation goes, is one of our officers that is certified in doing motor carrier inspections will go down and review the tractor trailer itself to look and see if there's any potential mechanical defects that they can, ascertain. Sometimes these vehicles are also equipped with a like an electronic data recorder, black box, so to speak, like an airplane would have. Um, Sometimes we're able to retrieve that. Hopefully, we will be able to. In this particular case, it'll give you some information about what was happening with the vehicle and the driver at the time of the accident. You know, we don't know yet that that will be, something that's available to us. Occasionally, it's not covered with the vehicle, and sometimes it gets damaged by having been in the salt water. So that'll be the next step. Mr. Andrews is currently with the Norfolk medical examiner, and they'll be conducting, their autopsy and coming up with their cause of death. I can tell you that that process usually takes several months, so that will be a while before we're able to get that type of information. And that may reveal that there was some kind of medical emergency or something like that.
No, this is all really good insight. Are you at all able to share what possibly led to him going overboard yet, or no?
So, not really. I mean, we don't typically release like a preliminary investigation or a preliminary cause. In this case, some of the potential causes don't seem to apply, but we still have so much to look at in regards to the vehicle itself or the medical examiner's report that it's really too early to speculate.
What's the possible timeline of this investigation?
Well, as I said a minute ago, I think that it could be several months before we eventually get back the report from the medical examiner's office. And so it could be quite a while before we have a definitive answer.
And I believe you said this earlier, it just kind of glitched. Just kind of walk us through possible challenges that are arising right now while you all kind of search for answers or comb through, clues in this case.
I'm not sure what you mean by possible challenges.
Like, I know earlier from what I heard before it glitched out, you said black box, but in the water with evidence it could possibly, it kind of glitched on me there.
Oh,
Just want to make sure I have
oh,
that clear.
yeah. Well, sometimes, yeah. Well, so the biggest challenge is just going to be able to get all the information that you could possibly want in order to conduct the investigation. So hopefully the black box was on the truck when it was recovered. Sometimes that piece of the truck doesn't get recovered, and then sometimes it's damaged by salt water, in which case it's difficult or impossible to get the data.
Okay, that's the part I need. Thank you so much. And then what would you want the public to understand about investigations like this while they wait for answers?
Well, we've seen the speculation and stuff on social media, just like everybody else. I'd encourage them to just be patient and allow the process to move forward so we can get, the real answers. Um, there, it's a difficult process, I understand, and everybody wants to know, right away, but it does take quite a bit of time, unfortunately.
And just to throw this last one in, are there anything about this investigation you're ruling out as far as potential causes?
So probably the only thing that comes immediately to mind in that regard is the weather. I know quite a few people were speculating that there might have been inclement weather at the time that was a potential cause, but that definitely was not the case. The conditions here were very, mild at the time of the accident, so we don't think that had, anything to do with the accident. Whether it was, driver inattentiveness, fatigue or a medical issue or something like that, remains to be seen.